everybody, I'm Sonia Choquette. Welcome to my channel, and I am so excited to talk to you about something that keeps coming up from my clients over and over again, and that is simply this. What is a karmic relationship, and why is it so difficult? And that is a big question, and one we need to have some insight into because we all have them, and yes, they are all very difficult. So let's talk about what a karmic relationship is. First of all, it is a relationship that absolutely seems like it's bound to happen. It seems like against my better judgment, against all my reservations, I have to be in this relationship. You find yourself entering something that doesn't necessarily make logical sense. Now, a karmic relationship it doesn't have to be romantic, by the way, although many are. I certainly know my karmic relationship was, nor do we only have one. What a karmic relationship is basically a soul with whom we have a soul agreement, that we are here to help one another learn lessons. And soul school is difficult. And if we're resistant and we aren't willing, then it becomes downright crazy painful. So you can have a karmic relationship with a parent, you can have a karmic relationship with a sibling, you can have a karmic relationship with someone you work with, you can have a karmic relationship with someone you date, someone you marry, you can even have a karmic relationship with a child. The bottom line is that when you connect, it is an opportunity to evolve some part of your nature. And the way to do it is to encounter the conflict and experience it so that eventually you reach a point where you realize, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to do something different. So some of the signatures of a karmic relationship are questions like, why am I in this? And why is this so difficult? And why don't we get each other? And why do we struggle so much? And why am I staying when it's clearly so not okay and not fun and not happy? And again, it's because you have lessons to learn from one another. You are each other's teachers. You are each other's guides. You are each other's mirrors of blind spots. And you'll stay connected as long as the opportunity to learn something for you exists. I know my karmic relationship was with my ex-husband lasted 31 years. And frankly, it was difficult from the beginning. It wasn't always awful from the beginning, but it was always difficult. We never really quite were in harmony. It was always a bit of tug and pull and power struggle, and it took a lot of years and investment for me to finally figure out that I had to give up. That the person I was married to just did not want to be on my happy train. And I needed to accept that to love someone unconditionally means to let them be who they are, but to love myself unconditionally means let go of what doesn't work for me. So not all karmic relationships remain happily ever after. In fact, a great deal, if not the majority of them, are destined to end in some way. Now, I want to clarify what ending a karmic relationship means. Relationship is the energy you share with someone, okay? It's not that person. It's the dynamic with that person. So, you're going to end that dynamic often means I have to let go and separate from that person. Sometimes when you get to that point, and how do I get to that point? You'll know. Just like what compelled you to get in, eventually when your learning experience has gone through its full opportunity, you will be equally compelled to get out, or you will be miserable. And no, I am making a decision to stay in that goes against my better self-love, that's going against what my spirit tells me, and you'll know it. So we stay in karmic relationships too long because we get complacent, we get insecure, we rationalize it, I'm too far in, I can't get out. But the moment you're not learning anymore, it does become unbearable. And it does feel like a massive self-betrayal to stay in it. And it can get pretty messy. I have seen a karmic relationship with a mother and daughter where the daughter was so awful to the mother. She was stealing and creating havoc and on drugs and, you know, being criminal. And until the mother finally said, I'm done. And I, as a mother, know how hard that would be. It'd be so hard to say I'm done to my own daughters. But until she did, it just got worse and worse and worse to the point of nearly circus chaos. Once she said, I'm done, and really had reached a limit and let go, her life began to heal, but her daughter's life also began to evolve. So we need to know that it's changing this and letting go. And letting go. And it could be that we don't see each other, we don't communicate, and then it may take a while. I know it certainly did for me to let go of all the residual baggage that goes with a karmic relationship, like resentment and shame and upset and rationalization. I walked 2 times the Camino de Santiago to work out my karmic relationship and finally let it go, and literally walked across a whole country on foot to sort this out with myself 2 times. And even then, it took a few more years. So we need to be super patient because these are deep bone marrow lessons that really involve us showing up to ourselves in a way that is profoundly demanding. We need to know that karmic relationships were destined. So the shame, the guilt, the second guessing, maybe give up on that. But the other thing to give up on, and this is super important, is trying to understand or make logical sense of it. You won't. You won't. It'll drive you to distraction to try to make logical sense of a karmic relationship. You need to go in place of that. You need to approach it from a different standpoint. You need to ask, what have I learned? Did I learn it? And do I like who I am as a result of these learnings? Am I more my authentic self? In spite of the hell I went through and the horrible wash cycle of drama that we went through, do I like who I've become? And don't ask in the middle of a healing process. Ask when you start to get some air, some perspective. Coming out of a karmic relationship and staying in a karmic relationship is so demanding that you need to get your caretakers. I like to point out that even Jesus had 12 helpers. And if you want to count Mary Magdalene, who was the most important helper, 13. So let us start looking at, well, I need 13 helpers. And those 13 helpers need to be essential to my life. They can be good friends who remind me that I'm lovable and wonderful. They can be an animal or a pet who just loves you unconditionally. A good therapist, for example. A good intuitive guide, for example, a good one. Someone who's reputable and is that empowers you, a good teacher. You know, it can be courses you learn. It can be certainly body work because there's so much turbulence in your energy field and pain in your body that needs to be moved on. So that's another thing. You can have fun people who take your mind off it altogether. When I was coming out of my karmic relationship with my ex-husband, one of my 12 helpers was my piano teacher. I decided that I needed for a little period of every week to not think about my divorce or to think period or plan my life and just do something that I had wanted to do that I never made room for. And that was to learn piano and learn how to sing. So my beautiful, beautiful helper was the highlight and helped me heal by just getting off of it for a minute and being in my own happy energy. So that's another essential helper. So 12 is ideal, but have at least 4 or 5. Music can be a helper. And if you need to sing the blues for a while, sing them out loud, but have certain things on the playlist. I want you to have certain things on the playlist that really just remind you of when you were happy. So play some songs and sing some songs of a time when you felt really free and joyful. So I just want you to know that we all have them. They're not here to torture us. They're not here to ruin your life. They're here to help you grow. And you chose them, believe it or not. And you don't have to remind yourself of that when you're in the midst of pain. Just say, in time, this will make sense. In time, I will heal. In time, this will make me more of who I really am. And I'll give it the time if I need to.